Hi, good afternoon, everybody from Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. Welcome to the 2014 World Bowling Men's Championships, Squad 2 of the singles event here on Bowl TV. We start things off with UAE, Romania, Russia, and Jordan on the featured pairs here in game number 1 of 6. Our leader after the first squad, Glenn Morton Peterson of Norway, 1381. That's a 230 average. Shogo Wada of Japan, 1371. And then Jung Young Shin and Heewon Kang of Korea both tied at 1367 to round out your top 4 on the first squad. You bowl 6 games in the singles event. There are 4 squads. This is squad number 2. Once all 4 squads are completed, the top 4 bowlers from the combined standings will advance into the medal round, which will take place 24 hours from now, right here on Bowl TV. I'm Lucas Wiseman, Matt Canizaro here as well, as we are at the Khalifa International Bowling Center at Syed Sports City here in Abu Dhabi. Again, our opening game of squad number 2 in the singles event. You can find the results at worldbowling.org or just click the link underneath the video you're watching. You go to worldbowling.org, go to events and then championships, and you'll find all the information right there. Make sure you use the hashtag 2014 WBMC while tweeting about the event. And those tweets will show up on our bowl.com/bowltv page. We also are constantly monitoring that hashtag feed on Twitter so that we can keep an eye on your comments to see what you have to say about the live streaming here at the World Men's Championships.
All right, folks, Matt Cannizzaro here. And again, we're live at the 2014 World Bowling Men's Championships. We're at the Zayed Sports City here in Abu Dhabi. This is the first game of the second squad of singles qualifying. We'll be here all day and all night and back at it tomorrow. 4 squads of singles. Each squad will bowl 6 games. And at the completion of the final squad, the top 4 will advance to bracket play. Do appreciate everybody joining us, sharing a part of your weekend. There's a lot going on here, a lot to look at, and certainly a lot of opportunity to keep up with what's going on. If you look underneath your video here on Bowl TV, you'll have links to results and live scoring, the official tournament site. And you can always say hello or ask questions in our chat room or on Twitter using the tournament hashtag. That would be hashtag 2014 WBMC. The World Bowling Men's Championships. A lot of great content on there already. A lot of interaction happening in the chat room on the first squad. Again, just the first of 6 games here on the second squad. Players on the right lane will move right. Players on the left will move left. After the first game, they'll just move 1 pair. Following that, they will start skipping lanes. But certainly check out the tournament page at worldbowling.org to check out the squad schedule. And it will tell you which countries and which players are bowling where and when. So very easy to follow along here at the World Championships. Live scoring, so you can check out any pair in the house. Bowling center is 40 lanes. Looks like we're using 3 to 36 each squad. And after 1 squad of qualifying here, your tournament leader, Glenn Morten Peterson from Norway, 1381. That's a 230 average. Again, the top 4 after 6 games will advance. In second place, Shogo Wada had a 297 game 5 on the opening squad. He's at 1371. And then a tie for third place Shin and Kang from Korea at 1367. So that is the number right now to beat. 1367. Now both of those top players were interviewed after the first squad and asked if they thought they had enough to sneak into the top 4. And you just never know. A lot of great players still to take the lanes over the next 3 squads. And for some, being able to watch how the other players attack the lanes, that might help them. And for some, it just adds pressure, because by the time you get to the last squad, you'll know exactly what you need to get into the cut. So a lot of different scenarios are going to unfold over the next couple days. 2 days of singles, followed by the semifinals and finals, all live here on Bull TV. And then the rest of the week we'll have doubles, trios, team, and masters competitions. So a lot of excitement, a lot of opportunities for you to cheer on your favorite players from your favorite countries. A 227 average to make the top 4 on the opening squad. So the bar is set. We're also live on Abu Dhabi TV right now. We have a TV crew. Right now they're on lanes 9 and 10, following the local favorites, the UAE national bowling team. Always cool to see that kind of support. We are in the Zayed Sports City. Many different stadiums and training venues for athletes of all calibers. Got some TV monitors above the scoring units here. One is showing the live bowling feed. The other has been between camel racing and horse racing throughout the week. So they take their sports very seriously here in the UAE. Do appreciate everybody stopping by. Looks like we lost a few folks during that oil break, of course. Right now just 4:45 Eastern time. So no doubt some of our faithful viewers decided it was time to go to sleep, and others just waking up across the world, so thank you. Looks like the Waz checking in from Kansas City. Not sure he ever sleeps. Right now you're watching UAE, Romania, Russia, and Jordan on our 2 featured pairs. We are behind lanes 9 through 12 here. This fantastic bowling center, bright lights, high ceilings, definitely a championship feel. This is Matt Cannizzaro, and Lucas Wiseman is around. He stepped out for just a minute, but he'll be back to bring you the action all week long. This is just the first of 9 days of competition from the Men's World Championships. Again, if you'd like to share some thoughts with us, hashtag 2014 WBMC. And you can find Lucas Wiseman on Twitter at Lucas_Wiseman. And of course, I'm on there as well. Many thousands of followers behind at USBC Matt. Quick shout out to Jaden checking in on the Twitter feed. Again, if you're curious about the live scoring or the latest results, just go underneath your video there on Bowl TV. And down in the information section, you'll find a direct link to the worldbowling.org tournament page. And then you'll see links for results and online scoring. If you do go to the results section at worldbowling.org, just follow that link. It will tell you squad by squad who's bowling at what time. Somebody asked about Jason Belmonte. Australian two-hander will be bowling on tomorrow's squad, the final squad of singles. Australians on this squad: Jaden Lemming and Paul White. Other notable names: Dom Barrett from England, Stu Williams, his teammate, two-hander Asku Palermo from Finland, for Team USA, we've got Chris Barnes and Tommy Jones. So definitely some big international names on this particular squad. Game one in the 8th frame. Scores have been pretty quick after each game. If you want to see the first squad standings, those are on there as well. Right now, UAE national team, hometown favorites, Romania, Jordan, and Russia here in the opening game. got more than 270 bowlers from 49 countries represented here at this week's event. The best of the best on the biggest stage. Remember to tell all your friends we're live on Bowl TV all week long. We do take a short break for the lanes to be re-oiled in between squads, but we are back at it. Six games here on Squad 2. Lanes will be re-oiled once again. And the third squad of the day will get underway later on today. So get comfortable, folks. It's going to be a long but exciting week here at the 2014 World Bowling Men's Championships. All right, so game one on Squad 2 coming to a close here again. The number they're chasing, 1381 for 6 games. Right now, 1367 will get you in the top 4. And that's what it will take to advance to the next round, the semifinals, tomorrow afternoon, local time. Our Russian players off to a solid start. And Korsak 233. the UAE players. Setting themselves up nicely for the 10th frame. Al Mansour unable to capitalize on the double. He's looking at possible 180s. Very cool to see bowling on live TV here in Abu Dhabi. And Romania's Grecu is going to be in the 220s. Very nice start for him. And our crowd online is growing. Looks like being away for a while didn't hurt us too much. And don't forget to tell everybody that your favorite players are live on Bowl TV right now. Cheer for your favorite country, your favorite superstar. It's all happening here live at the 2014 World Bowling Men's Championships. UAE's Jabe looking to get into the 220s here. Saw some big scores at game number 1 on the first squad. And then as the lanes transitioned, games 2 and game 3, average went down a little bit. Game 4 was a struggle for most players, and then things picked up again as they figured out the transition going into game 5 and game 6. Very nice spare conversion there on lane 9. Decent scores around us, 240s, 230s. Again, your leader, 1381. Top 4, 1367. And expectation is only for those numbers to go up. But you never know. This is Matt Canizaro alongside Lucas Wiseman, bringing you the action here at the Zayed Sports City. And with that, game 1 in the books. We'll wait for the players to switch lanes. Not going far. Right lane moving 1 pair to the right, left lane 1 pair to the left. We'll have game 2 of 6 coming up in just a minute.
You're watching live coverage of the 2014 World Bowling Men's Championships here on Bowl TV. Starting off our second game of Squad 2, I'm Lucas Wiseman. Matt Cannizzaro is here as well. For the second game, we've got Kuwait and Russia on 9 and 10, and over on 11 and 12, we've got Romania and Brazil. We'd like to take a look at the lane assignments to figure out who is going to be on the featured pairs for live streaming. You can go to the results and click on the participants list, and it will show you the lane assignments for each squad. And that way you can have an idea of who's going to be coming on to the featured pairs in the coming games. I'm live streaming throughout the championships here on Bowl TV, every squad, every game, all the way through until the Masters wraps up on December 14th. This is our first day of coverage, squad number 2. Game number 2.
Well, look at some of these players getting a real kick out of being on live TV here in Abu Dhabi, playing up to the camera a little bit, but certainly need to stay focused. Some big numbers on top of the leaderboard. 1381, currently number 1. 1367 will get you in the top 4, with hundreds of great players still waiting to compete. We went over a few of the big names on this squad: Stu Williams, Dom Barrett, Oscar Palermo, Chris Barnes, Tommy Jones. Jason Belmonte bowls tomorrow morning. Dozens of other terrific players from around the world who may be lesser known, but equally talented here. Right now you're watching Kuwait, Russia, Romania, and Brazil here in our featured pairs, lanes 9 through 12. Fantastic 40-lane bowling center, a convention center, championship field, and a world-class event. And standings are up through one game on squad 2. Techman Lee, Macau, China, 245. Nipacat, 243 from somewhere else. Chris Barnes ties for third.
Yeah, Chris Barnes in third. Yep.
All right, so their screen moving along in front of us, but you can check out the live standings on the web. You can follow along all day, game by game, frame by frame even. They'll have those updated just as quickly. We've got the scroller, but you've got the PDF to check things out. Jackman Lee, 245. Laurie Nikabat, 243. Chris Barnes tied for third place. Hong Kong's Wu, 241. Eight players bowled 230 or better on the opening game. Still a long way to go. This is just game 2 of 6. Many of these bowlers were in the venue to watch the end of the first squad. No doubt they studied a little bit along the way, coaches too, on how the lanes transitioned on this 43-foot Tokyo oil pattern. Pattern would dictate players starting a little bit farther to the left, or to the inside, I should say. For the righties, that would be farther left. They look like they got a little bit tricky last squad around game 4. We saw a variety of strategies, of course. Some players in, some players out. That can always affect the way the lanes break down. Most likely, they'll take notes and learn something during each squad, and perhaps play the lanes differently as the squads progress. I know Lucas is quite amused at listening to me try to pronounce some of these names of the various players. Is, well, it's a bit of a challenge that you've encountered for many, many years. But even if you're going to say it wrong, say it with confidence. That's the key advice.
And don't be afraid to correct us if we say a name wrong and you know how to say it right. You can send us a tweet at Lucas_Wiseman or at USBC Matt, and you can help us with a pronunciation if we say the name wrong.
The other lane condition being used this week, 38-foot Atlanta. So we've got a long pattern and a medium pattern. We'll alternate between the events. Doubles will be contested on Atlanta, and trios and team each will feature 3 games on each pattern. Top 4 after each event advance to the semifinals. Singles, semis, and championship will take place tomorrow afternoon, local time. Check out the live stream schedule. You can visit bowl.com/livestream or just the main page of bowl.com down on the right-hand side. It will tell you what's coming up. Again, this is just the first of 9 days of live streaming action here from the World Bowling Men's Championships. Top 4 here on Squad 2. 2:41 in the opening game. Still a long way to go. The early leaders now get to sweat it out for what could be 24 hours. The last squad of qualifying takes place tomorrow morning.
Yeah, we'll find out about 12:30 tomorrow afternoon who has advanced officially into the medal round in the singles event, because that'll be the end of Squad 4.
Did have some excitement earlier. Had a 297 game on our featured pair. Lucas Wiseman simply raised an eyebrow and denied the young man a perfect game here at the World Championships. We'll be watching 18 games total today. 6 more tomorrow here on this 43-foot Tokyo pattern. So plenty of opportunities.
We'll see at 300 eventually. May not be on our featured pairs, but we'll get one, I predict, at some point. Right now at 241 average, all four to make the top 4, and all 4 of those bowlers on this squad shooting 241 or better in the first game. And actually, the field average, the average for the squad, was more than a pin less on this squad than it was on the first squad. It was 190. Let's see, on the first squad today, it was 196.79 the first game. And the first game on this squad was 195.58. So the score is just a little bit lower that first game. About the same number of bowlers. You got 67 bowlers versus 66 on the first squad.
I believe you said earlier our final number, 272 players. That has fluctuated a little bit throughout the week, and now that we're underway, 49 countries and 272 bowlers chasing the gold here in Abu Dhabi. Zoli from Brazil. Doing some great shots here. He's got 6 out of 7 and a split conversion in the 5th frame. Seems to have a back-end reaction that nobody else does right now here. On our featured pair, at least. He shot 190 in the opening game, so he's got a little bit of work to do. Russia's Torshak started with 233 and is working on a 5-bagger here in game 2. Started with a spare. Good momentum for him here. Great shot there, but leaves the 4-pin. Ends the streak at 5. So again, once we get to that point, late in game 3, game 4, whoever was taking notes in the first squad to figure out that transition the fastest is going to be in pretty good shape going into the final 2 games.
Jamal Sultan, a shout out on our Twitter hashtag 2014 WBMC, cheering for Team UAE. Saw them the first game here on Bowl TV. They've since moved off to the left of our featured pairs. Once again, the standings on this squad after the first game: Takman Lee of Macau, 245. Alare Nebukat of Estonia, 243. Chris Barnes, United States, 241. And Wusu Hong of Hong Kong, 241 as well.
Lucas, we got to get you to do some kind of entertainment in between squads so we don't lose folks like we did between first and second squad. We'll have another oil break after 6 games here for the final squad of the day.
Another tweet coming in. Motivated Jackal, watching some bowling action on a Saturday night. Thanks for tuning in. And thanks for using the hashtag 2014 WBMC. Game 2 in progress. 8th frame. Finishing up for 11 and 12. They're headed into the 9th now, and 9 and 10 just finishing up the 7th frame. So we're moving right along here in our second squad of the day. One more squad to go a little bit later on today. That squad will be on the lanes about an hour after we finish here with squad 2.
Couple decent games around us. 248. Couple pairs to our right. 210. But it's going to take 230 plus to make a move here in singles. First squad, top 4, 1367. Big scores down on 5 and 6. 257, 246, possible 279. Lucas Korea having a strong showing earlier. And off to a great start here.
Well, they got off to a little bit of a slow start in the first game. 214. Sorry, 186 and 201. So pretty similar to what their teammates did in the first squad. They didn't get off to a real quick start either, but they turned it on a bit.
I think their teammates earlier started a little bit too deep on this 43-foot pattern, and they were the deepest by far, and got a little bit of an inconsistent reaction early on, at least. And as the lanes opened up, yeah, they definitely struck more and made a run at the top. And now 246 and 279 for the Koreans down to our left. So certainly we'll see as things unfold here. Game 2 coming to a close. 4 more to go.
So that'll put 279 for Hong for Korea, puts him at plus 80 for the first 2 games, 240 average.
And they'll be just to our right on 13 and 14, so we can keep an eye on them. You guys will just have to take our word for it. You can follow along on the live scoring, of course. Pizzoli for Brazil, 232. High score on the pair, the only 200 game. Eleven and 12, just about done. One more shot for Romania. And we'll wait for 9 and 10. Korshak gets the 9 to go late. Trying to get himself into the 250s after a 233 start. Alonzi up for Kuwait on lane 10. Working on 3 in a row. Gets that one right. That string ends. Possible 215.
Looking for the results and live scoring, you can find them at worldbowling.org, or you can click the link under the video you're watching. Almost 700 people on the live scoring. Pretty good number.
Interesting though, more people on live scoring than on our live streaming. Tell all your friends. And our leader, Tackman Lee, 172 here in game number 2. Started with 245. Here's our final shot of game number 2. Alright, so a bit of a treat here. Get to see the talented two-hander, Oscar Palermo. Always fun to watch. Coming up on our featured pair, 11 and 12. Bowling for Finland. To our left, Uzbekistan, Spain. Looks like we'll have Puerto Rico and Finland. And without hesitation, game 3 underway. Closing in on the halfway point here. Squad 2, singles qualifying. One more squad after this. And the final squad tomorrow morning 9 a.m. local time. You can check bowl.com for the entire live stream schedule for this event. This is Matt Cannizzaro and Lucas Wiseman. We're live at the 2014 World Bowling Men's Championships here in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for joining us. Again here in Game 3, Uzbekistan, Spain, Finland, and Puerto Rico. All right, your first look at Finland's Osku Palermo coming up here on lane 11. He and Australian sensation Jason Belmonte have put two-handed bowling on the map. A couple of the unique features of international competition: you're only allowed so many bowling balls. You get to choose your 6. You don't know the lane conditions when you leave home, so you got to make your best guess. There's a bank of lane conditions at World Bowling. 12 patterns, anywhere from short to long. And once you arrive, you find out what the pattern is. Make your best guess. Get your equipment ready, and you have the opportunity in between games to change ball surfaces. So if something's not quite right, or you'd like to freshen things up, you have that opportunity each game. Definitely a test of not only versatility with the 2 patterns, but being able to turn your 6-ball arsenal into 10 or 12 options, and then potentially be able to change your hand position and roll to give you more options. Do appreciate everybody joining us here on Bowl TV and on Twitter. It's been a lively Twitter feed so far today through 1.5 squads. Hashtag 2014 WBMC. Stop by, say hello, send us a question. Tell Lucas what a fine job he's doing.
Well, William Jönsson checked in from Sweden on the hashtag on Twitter, so be sure to use that hashtag, and we will take a look at your tweets as they come in.
Your two-time defending World Singles Champion Bill O'Neill from the United States will be on the lanes later today. He and Mike Fagan bowling on the third squad of 4. Chris Barnes and Tommy Jones bowling right now. Marshall Kent and Sean Rash bowled on the first squad. Did not find their way into the top 4, so they're gonna watch their teammates and hang tight until double starts day after tomorrow.
Oscar Palermo struggling a bit first couple of games, only sitting at minus 33. Terry Selenin plus 97. That has got to be right up there near the lead. We still await the update after game 2 for the standings. Should be coming in soon. And yep, I'm right. Terry Selenin of Finland leading at 497. Jan Korshak of Russia at 491. Haesol Hong of Korea 480, and Martin Paulson of Sweden at 475 are your top 4 currently. 237.5 average is 4th place right now.
Of course, the number they're chasing, 1367 for 6 games to sneak into the top 4 with 2 squads to go.
Yeah, 1367 was 4th place. 1381 was the leading score, and my guess is that 1381 may not make the top 4 when it's all said and done. And you look at how things are going so far. Still got a long way to go, though. But as of right now, if I'm sitting at 1381, Glenn Morton Peterson, I'm not real confident at this point, but you never know.
Well, they talked to him after his squad this morning, and I think he felt like he left some pins out there. I think they always do. That's certainly a common answer for the players, and he always could have gotten a little bit more. And he mentioned that he figured 1,400 at least would be needed to make the top 4, and now all he can do is sit and wait and hope for the best for him. Oscar throwing around a pin, taking out the 10, but
Nothing took out the 7.
Again, we are live at the 2014 World Bowling Men's Championships here in Abu Dhabi, the Zayed Sports City. It's a terrific 40-lane facility.
Some more tweets coming in, Matt, using the hashtag 2014 WBMC. Stephanie says she should be studying, but she's enjoying the bowling too much. Getting to see the Scotland boys on the live stream, so I wonder if they'll be coming up soon. So thanks, Stephanie, for the tweet, and Mike Williams shouting out to the Wales team here in Abu Dhabi. And you can send your tweets to us here at Bowl TV using the hashtag 2014 WBMC.
.497 on top through 2 here. 475 is 4th. 237.5 average.
And our leader is getting ready to bowl on lane 11 right now. Petteri Salonen of Finland. Strike, spare, spare, strike to start this game.
That one wide right. 2-4-10. Didn't like it off his hand. And it's going to be a challenging spare.
So an open frame for Salonen in the 5th. This game has suddenly turned sour for him, 85 in the 5th frame, and even if he punches out the rest of the game, only 235 is a max score.
I'll take 235.
I'm sure you would. I'm not sure that he will be happy with that. These players know that it's going to take big numbers to make it into the top 4.
Palermo delivers his first strike here in game 3. It's minus 33. Certainly has a lot of work to do.
Another tweet coming in. Francesca says she should be doing something outside in the sun here in Valencia, but decided to put on the live stream of Lucas Wiseman in Abu Dhabi. Don't forget USBC Matt as well. Follow USBC Matt on Twitter. Francesca, thanks for checking in with us here on Bowl TV and using that hashtag 2014 WBMC. And being outside in the sun in Valencia sounds pretty good to me, but we're a bit cold here inside the Khalifa International Bowling Center.
I'm already in your shadow inside the building. Imagine if we were outside in the sunshine. The weather here, pretty spectacular.
The weather is nice outside, a little cold on the inside.
Just like where we grew up in Florida.
Yep.
But minus the humidity, so pretty nice outside. We'll be out there in about 9 hours from now.
Yeah. We go back to the hotel at 9:30 tonight. Get back up, do it all again tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Back on the air. That's our start time tomorrow, 9 a.m. with Squad 4. It's, of course, UAE time.
But we are going to be famous on local TV. One of the cameras pointed right in our direction. So maybe we'll get some FaceTime and maybe a talent scout will come find us before we're done here in the next 2 weeks.
Another tweet coming in from Shea Guevara. Shout out to the Saudi bowlers. Wishing them the best. So thank you very much for sending the tweet from Saudi. And also Vicente Font is cheering for Spain in the World Championships of Bowling.
You have 49 countries represented here, 272 players.
Putting my best Spanish to work, because that tweet came in Spanish, showing the international nature of our audience here on Bowl TV. But yes, 49 countries this year, 272 bowlers. Some notable countries missing from the roster of countries, but I'm not sure what's going on with that. Singapore, haven't seen them. I don't think they're on the list. Netherlands as well. So there are some countries missing.
Just past the halfway point here, game 3 of 6. Our second singles qualifying squad.
Had another tweet coming in from Real saying that his connection is making the video blurry, but he's still watching. And here's a tip for you. If you're watching the live stream, right underneath the Bowl TV logo is a little gear symbol, a little round symbol with some spikes coming out of it. If you click on that, that'll take you to settings, and then you can adjust the quality to a higher level, 720p HD, if you wish. You can watch the live streaming in high definition. Might fix your problem with making it a little blurry. The other option that you have is if you double click on the picture, it will make it full screen, and that will usually click it into high definition mode if your connection is strong enough. Our leader after 2 games, Terry Salonen, getting ready to step up on lane 11, had a strike in the 6th and trying to put something together here to close out game 3 after kind of a subpar start for the first 5 frames of this game. Had an open in the 5th, so looking for a big double here, and whoa, he's going to hold up. Thought he was going to toss the ball straight up in the air on that one, but he's able to hold on.
Well, it's a long way up here.
He's got plenty of room if he wants to throw it straight, although there is a bar with some cameras, like some security cameras right above the lane, so it might have hit that bar or come right down and popped him in the head pretty quick. Fortunately, it didn't happen. He held on to it, and he'll take another crack at it here. Something didn't feel right. Always better to back off than force the shot. And pays off for him there as he gets the double. Another shout out, another fan watching and cheering for Spain. Trompicalo Garcia. I'm sure I said that wrong. It's probably Trompicalo Garcia. Either way, using the hashtag and rooting on España.
So, Lucas, I'm going to guess that based on the first squad and a half so far, I think if you're not on Twitter, then you're going to miss out on a whole lot of interesting conversation over the next 9 days.
There's a lot of people who are sending in their tweets regarding the live streaming. 2014 WBMC is the hashtag to use. Don't forget the medal rounds will be broadcast live here on Bowl TV. The singles medal round will take place tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. here in the UAE.
Salonen back on track here in our featured pair. He's our leader, plus 97 through 2. And delivers for 3 in a row after a split. Oscar Palermo, took him a few frames to get his first strike. He has 3 in a row now, looking to make it 4 in a row, just a minute.
Yeah, Pateri, Salonen has really turned things around with 3 strikes in a row to give him a chance to save this game and get it into the 230s.
Lucas down a couple pairs to our right. Team USA's Tommy Jones getting comfortable. He's got spare 7-bagger here in game number 3. Looks like he's plus 37 after 2. So looking to make a big move here, trying to keep pace with Salonen. Trying to maintain his lead. Again, 235 max. But 730 for 3 games would be a pretty solid start. And well ahead of the pace.
I think the leader after the first 3 games on the first squad was around 723, something like that. So that's, I think that number obviously is going to be beat here by some folks, but definitely the scoring pace, at least for the top bowlers, seems to be a bit higher this squad than it was on the first squad. Just a little bit.
When you mentioned the strategy involved with selecting, well, there's not really a selection. It's all random.
Yeah, the coaches get to decide which bowlers bowl on the squads. But, for example, the Koreans and the U.S. team, they bowl all 6 players today on the first 3 squads. They don't have any bowlers bowl the 4th squad. So it's they don't get any sort of choice in terms of what squads they bowl, but the coaches do get to pick which of their players bowl on the squads they are assigned. And so maybe they put some of their stronger players on the later squads so that they can take a look at how the pattern is played and go from there. There's some strategy involved in that, a little bit. Some of the countries, they don't really care. Some of them base it on, who likes to bowl in the morning, who likes to bowl in the evening, when they're most comfortable. So there's a little bit of thought that goes into it. But some of it's strategy, some of it's just a comfort level thing. Here is Salonen getting ready to bowl on lane 11, working on 3 strikes in a row, 9th frame. Trying to save the game here and get into the 230s. Anything other than striking out would be a tough blow to Salonen here in this 3rd game. And leaves the 2-pin. Or is that the 8?
There's a wobbly 2-pin.
Wobbly 2-pin. Looks like it wobbled around a little bit. So, just like that, max score goes from 235 down to 214. So Salonen going the wrong direction here, unfortunately. Got another tweet coming in. Ivaldez says, "Go, go, Lithuania." So there you go, Lithuania. As a fan watching the live streaming today, we have Lithuania on the live stream pairs first thing this morning. You can go back and watch that on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/BowlTV.
I think there's some things I never even imagined I would hear when taking this job 10 years ago. And that might be pretty close to the top of the list. Not so much just Lithuania, but being a part of the international bowling scene. Didn't know too much about it. I think it kind of developed with technology over the last 8 or 10 years. And Lucas Wiseman, of course, the Globetrotter, taking a show on the road all over the world. Things certainly have come a long way since 2005. when you left the Open Championships to chase down all of these international events, and now we're here bringing it to the world.
Another tweet from our friend Jim Porter. Says, thanks, Lucas and Matt, for all that you're doing to keep us informed. You're welcome, Jim. Thanks for sending your regards.
Lucas, Tommy Jones still striking for Team USA. These guys are down on 17 and 18. And he can throw 3 in the 10th for 290. Chris Barnes has a shot at 226.
Here's a funny tweet that just came in, and I'm going to apologize because I'm not going to say the name right, but Osgrimer Einars sends a tweet in. Everything going on here in Abu Dhabi. The climate here in the center is just like home. Too cold. Go Team Iceland. So even if the bowlers from Iceland say it's cold in the bowling center, you know it's cold. And Anika from, looks like Czech Republic, checking in, watching Osku on the live stream. And another tweet coming in to me here. My friend Ethan is watching the live streaming. Can you shout out to him? So there you go. Thanks for watching, Ethan.
Come on.
Looks like Tommy Jones still striking. Got a chance for a 290 game going into the last frame. Salonen finishes up with 213. That'll put him at 710 for the first 3, plus 110.
Not too many huge scores around us. 248 compared to our left.
Yeah, Gary Verbergen of Belgium. He's bowling pretty good. Puts him at plus 104, it looks like, the first 3 games. He's right there in the mix.
Definitely after this game, you want to be plus 100 or better to feel pretty good.
Yeah, scores are looking pretty solid, this squad. As we are quickly approaching the halfway point of this squad. Pace of play a little bit slower on this squad, too. But not too much. A few minutes behind schedule.
Now that the bar's been set, and there's some numbers to chase.
Yeah, TV might slow things down a bit as people stop and watch themselves up on the monitors. Not us, of course. The Abu Dhabi TV. They've got they got the full Monty out here, a big crew, and they're focusing just on one pair of lanes and broadcasting it live to everybody in Abu Dhabi on Abu Dhabi Sports Extra. Looks like we got a few more tweets. Jeremy Tron. Just a fan of bowling from Portland, Oregon, staying up to watch the World Bowling Championship. Thanks to gods for YouTube. Wow. We thank you for watching, Jeremy. Thanks for sending in the tweet. Jaden is sitting here watching Osku, waiting for him to loft the ball over a chair, which is his famous YouTube trick that everybody has seen, where he lofts the ball over the chair and gets a strike. 213. I think Osku might be looking to hit a chair at this point, but not with a bowling ball, probably with his fist.
Well, Lucas, Tommy Jones, one more shot, put him at 290. and possibly plus 127 after 3, so he very well could be our leader.
He'll be right there depending on how the other players finished up.
At the halfway point. Not a bad performance here from Fonseca, 238. That'll get him back in the plus 28. We'll have some work to do. The back half of today's singles qualifying, we'll have game 4 for you coming right up. Things moving along nicely. This is Matt Cannizzaro and Lucas Wiseman live at the 2014 World Bowling Men's Championships.
All right, starting off game 4. We've got Egypt and Denmark on 9 and 10. And over on 11 and 12, we've got Poland and the United States. So Chris Barnes and Tommy Jones on the featured pairs for the United States. They have the highest totals of the players on these two pairs. Barnes sitting at plus 89. Tommy Jones, after shooting 289 last game, plus 126. As soon as we get an update on the standings, we will inform you. Pretty good chance Tommy Jones is right there near the top, if not in the top spot. Tommy Jones starts off with a spare. just like he did last game before he rattled off 10 strikes in a row. Chris Barnes' second frame is a light hit, leaves the 2-pin. Should have some updated standings here any second. Give you the update as soon as it comes in. And Tommy Jones is in the lead after 3 games, 726. Martin Paulson of Sweden has moved into second place at 720. Petteri Salonen of Finland, 710. And Gary Verbruggen of Belgium at 704. Daisuke Yoshida of Japan, 5th place at 702. So right now you've got 5 players on this squad averaging higher than any of the players on the first squad from this morning. So Tommy Jones again is your leader. 289 last game has propelled him into the top spot. And for the second consecutive game, we have the current leader on the featured pairs. And Chris Barnes is in 7th place based on average, just behind Glenn Morton Peterson's 230.17 average from this morning. So Tommy Jones, your leader currently, with 3 games to go on this squad, as he steps up in the second frame. Comes up light, leaves the 10.
Wow, the famous live streamers.
Well, Chris Barnes off to a spare start here, it looks like. He's staring down another single pin this game. Once again, Tommy Jones is leading. 726 for the first 3 games. Martin Paulson of Sweden, 720. Terry Salonen of Finland, 710. And Gary Verbruggen of Belgium at 704. So right now, 4th place sitting at a 234.67 average. 3 games to go on this squad, and once this squad is done, we'll be halfway through the qualifying, as half the bowlers will have competed. just tuning in, you're watching live coverage of the 2014 World Bowling Men's Championships here on Bowl TV. Lucas Wiseman and Matt Cannizzaro with you. It is 3:30 in the afternoon here in Abu Dhabi, the United Arab Emirates. We are at the Khalifa International Bowling Center at Zayed Sports City, broadcasting the second squad of the singles event. Chris Barnes is currently the 6th highest player on this squad and has started with 3 spares in a row to start this game and finally delivers a strike. Tommy Jones of the United States is your leader after 3 games, and he has also started with 3 consecutive spares to kick off game number 4. And you don't want to be putting together a lot of spares here in the singles event, because you will find yourself in a difficult position to make the cut. Strikes are definitely needed when the scoring pace is a bit higher. Right now, 4th place is a 234.67 average, and you don't average 237 with a whole lot of spares. You need a lot of strikes to maintain that kind of a score. And you can find the results at worldbowling.org, or just click the link underneath the video you're watching. One other tweet coming in, Federico Reina says, "Greetings from Bora Bora." That's a tough gig, hanging out in French Polynesia, watching live streaming, probably with a cocktail in his hand and on the beach, watching Chris Barnes and Tommy Jones bowl.
When is your vacation to that destination?
I've actually been there before, Chris.
Shocked by that.
Chris Barnes stopping in, and yes, I have been to French Polynesia before. Not to Bora Bora, but to Mo'area. Tommy Jones gets a strike. But now Federico has everybody dreaming about being on the beach in Bora Bora while watching live streaming. Thanks for checking in with using the hashtag. It's a good game to tell your friends to tune in and watch. Post the link on Facebook and Twitter. We've got Chris Barnes and Tommy Jones on the featured pair, along with Egypt, Denmark, Poland. Good time to get your friends to tune in. And we just surpassed the 800 viewer threshold. So a great number of folks tuning in early on in the championships. We hope that you'll tune in, especially for the medal rounds. Our first medal round is going to be tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. UAE time. And I believe that if you're in Europe, we are 3 hours ahead of Central European time. So that means that the singles medal round will start about 10:30 in the morning tomorrow, Central European time. And for those in the United States, might need to set your alarm to get up early to watch tomorrow for the medal round, because it is going to start at 4:30 in the morning Eastern time in the United States. So the good news is that it is always available on demand after we air it live. So even if you are not able to tune in and watch it live, you can watch it on demand at your leisure. Tommy Jones getting ready to step up over on lane 12. See Tommy Jones standing pretty far left already. Not quite at the ball return. He's still got a few boards to go. But he's sliding right at that left gutter and delivers a double.
That's Tommy Jones doing what Tommy Jones does.
Yep.
He can certainly wheel it with the best of them. And this pattern, again, 43-foot Tokyo, is going to dictate on paper, at least, that the players on the right side start a little bit farther left and right in Tommy's wheelhouse, and then as the day progresses, in theory, the lane should open up and give him some room to the right. Chris Barnes already migrating pretty far left. We're in game 4 of 6. So if this squad was a little bit longer, probably see some gutter lofting. We might already, some of our two-handed players perhaps. We did not check what type of oil they're using. That certainly comes into play occasionally. If it's Kegel ice, the ice is designed to hold up much longer and transition less. So we'll certainly check that out when the lane guys come by. Gus and Doug from Kegel in the house.
Well, Matt, we finally have earned more viewers than those who are on the live scoring. 814 watching live streaming and 795 on the live scoring. So not bad numbers, though, really good for early in the tournament. We hope that that just continues to build as we move along here. As Tommy Jones steps up looking for 3 strikes in a row, 6th frame. Wheels and deals and strikes again.
Well, Lucas, it's all about the small victories, and perhaps we can make a run at the live coverage gold medal.
That's right. The all-time record is over 3,000 live viewers. So we're hoping to beat that here this week. I think we got a pretty good shot at it. Especially in our trios and team medal rounds. Those the time of those final rounds are perfect for the European zone and also for the American zone. So it should be.
All you have to do is convince half of your Twitter followers to watch, and
that is true.
And we're there.
We'll be right there. Easier said than done, my friend. Don't forget to send us some tweets using the hashtag 2014 WBMC, and you can see that hashtag right on the bottom of your screen. Well, Tommy Jones, Chris Barnes starting to heat up a little bit after a little bit of a slow start to this game. All off to our right, I see the front 7 for Glenn Robson of Wales. So we'll keep an eye on that. By the way, if you want to know how your time zone compares to the time here in UAE, if you go to bowlingdigital.com, Herbert Bickle has put together a nice little some times at the top that show you what the time is in your time zone. He selected a few different parts of the world, and it'll tell you how your time matches up to what time it is here in the UAE. For example, it is 3:40 p.m. here in Abu Dhabi. Las Vegas, that would be 3:40 a.m. Hamburg, Germany, that's 12:40 p.m. right now. Hong Kong, it's 7:40 p.m. And Sydney, Australia, it is 10:40 p.m. So I'll give you an idea of how your time zone relates to where we're at here in the UAE. Just go to bowlingdigital.com, which is also a great place to find some stories and photos from the event.
Will you say nice things about me for a change?
Chris Barnes says I was saying nice things about him, so he threw me a Durham, but he quickly took it back. Begging for positive coverage. tossing money at us. I won't complain if
That's the way
people
to
want
do it. Yeah, certainly. Where's our tip jar?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to complain if people want to toss money at us to say good things about them. Glenn Robson of Wales with the front 8 now off to the right of our featured pairs. We'll keep an eye on that. He's over on lane 15. If you want to follow him on the live scoring.
He's got some work to do here with 2 games to go. Minus 44.
Yeah, you go 100 over in one game, though. Flips it pretty good. Flip that to plus 66.
Well, need to be close to that in game number 6 as well. We've seen crazier things happen.
Or should I say 56.
Tommy Jones, plus 126, the halfway point. They're right at the same pace as the opening squad. This is the game where we saw the struggles for Squad 1.
And no struggles for Chris Barnes this game, though. He now has 5 strikes in a row. Glenn Robson, who's got the front 8 up on the approach, and just left look like a wicked 8-pin on the front 8, so that ends his string of strikes.
Some of these top players not afraid to get farther left as the day progresses and perhaps keep them away from any over-under created early in the day towards the outside part of the lane. Barnes and Jones both deliver in the 8th frame. Barnes now working on 5 in a row. He's going to step up on lane 12. Game 4 scores on our featured pair, at least a little bit better here in Squad 2.
Yeah, scores definitely a lot higher on this squad than they were on the first squad. Had if you look at the scores by game for the field, we started out at 196.45 on this squad, went up to 201.01 in game 2. Game 3, 203.51. So those numbers are much higher than what we saw on the first squad today. In the first squad, it was 196.79, 196.77, and 194.45. So this squad is averaging almost 7 pins a game higher than the first squad as a whole.
You mentioned the strategy of who bowls on what squad, or at least in what order for your team. And hate to say, put 2 players out there as the guinea pigs on the opening squad, but
well, you don't have a choice. Sometimes for some of the countries, you've got to put somebody out there. So I would imagine maybe you put out somebody who you think can do the best without needing to see what happens with the transition. And it's tough to be the first ones to get out there and bowl, especially in the first event of the tournament.
Use that opportunity to gather some information and get a few extra eyes.
Chris Barnes picked up another strike, give him 6 in a row, heading into the 10th.
So that obviously has paid off for Team USA a little bit. Not saying that that these guys needed any extra advice, but it certainly can't hurt.
That one got away from Tommy Jones. 2-8-10 split. as he is fading a bit here in Game 4.
Well, Barnes in position to potentially go around Jones here in Game 4. Jones gives it a run, gets two the hard way.
Here's some people in the crowd groaning and oohing and ahhing at that split attempt, but it's a pretty devastating frame for Tommy Jones. It puts his max at 214. And like I said, can't afford to have too many low games. Not that 214 is a bad game, but when you consider the scoring pace, looking to be a little bit higher than that down the stretch. It's a big frame coming up for Chris Barnes. Can strike out for 268. That would probably move him right up in the standings. Currently sitting in 6th on this squad. More tweets coming in. Old Cornet from Spain watching the live streaming. Cheering for Melvin says he's just had a new baby boy. Well, congratulations to Melvin on the new baby boy. And Jonathan Saft says learning by watching. Always a good idea. Watch the live stream. You can learn some stuff by watching these guys play this tough 43-foot Tokyo pattern. Chris Barnes not so happy with leaving the 10-pin on that shot. That will drop his maximum score from 268 down to 247, just like that. So 247 for Chris Barnes. Will push him to plus 136 for 4 games.
Well, he could go around Tommy Jones here. Tommy doubles, and he'll stay just ahead of Barnes.
Yep, Tommy could get to 140 if he strikes out.
A couple decent scores nearby, but nothing too huge. Again, this was the troublesome game last squad, and Tommy leaves the A-pin.
Yeah, brutal 8-pin for Tommy Jones there. Drops the max score down to 204. So he definitely will not be the leader after this game. Tommy Jones finishes with 204. Puts him at plus 130. 6 pins behind Chris Barnes now.
All right, so we're just waiting for the final shots to be thrown here in game number 4. And then we'll get ready for the hopefully exciting final 2 games of squad number 2 here at the 2014 World Bowling Men's Championships. All right, we're just minutes away from game number 5 here at the Zayed Sports City, so stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, so the new strategy here for moving lanes at the World Championships, working well to keep up the pace of play. In the past, there would be a whistle at the conclusion of each game, and it was only at that time the bowlers could move to their next pair of lanes. But here in 2014, trying things a little bit differently and allowing the bowlers to gather up their belongings. When they're done with each game, move on to their next pair and get started as soon as they get there. And things moving a little bit quicker here, and these players wasting no time getting underway with game number 5. Got a great group here on lanes 9 and 10. Got England and Sweden, 4 terrific players. And on 11 and 12, Japan and Scotland. We'll step it up on lane 9, PBA champion Dom Barrett. He'll be joined by fellow PBA winner Stuart Williams. And for Sweden, it'll be Carlson and Paulson. And at plus 146, Martin Paulson should be your leader. We'll have the updated scores here momentarily, but that is a really solid number through 3 games. Again, first squad leader 1381, 4th place 1367. So plus 167. Certainly a good effort. Not looking like it's going to make the top 4, but a long way to go. Again, all 272 players will bowl 6 games of singles, and those squads will take place over 2 days, 3 today, 1 tomorrow, and then the field will be cut to the top 4 for the semifinals. We do appreciate everybody joining us here. We'll be here all week long. Big numbers, our highest of the day, cleared 800 on the live stream, so glad to have everybody tuning in. This is Matt Canizaro, Lucas Wiseman in the building as well. This is just day 1 of 9 of our live coverage here at the World Championships. And the week will only get more exciting as it progresses. Excitement building up to the coveted team event. Last year in the Las Vegas area, Finland took down the United States to deny Team USA a 4th consecutive team championship. And then we'll wrap things up with Masters competition. So sit tight, stay tuned, get comfortable. There's a lot of great bowling coming up the rest of this week. Glad it's the weekend. Looks like you might have to call in, stay home for a couple days, and watch this great coverage of the best players in the world. Again, you can follow along on Twitter, our hashtag 2014 WBMC. WBMC, World Bowling Men's Championships. And a lot of great conversation there. You say hello, drop us a question. We'll talk to each other, and also we'll have the chat room open all week long. So if you have any thoughts, feel free. Underneath your video, you'll see links to the live scoring and the standings. So very cool. You can follow along frame by frame, even if your favorite players are not on the featured pairs. You can look at any pair in the house and at least see the scores. And then by clicking on the standings, you can also see what lanes each player will be going to. So lots of great information at your fingertips. Just check it out. If you have any questions, certainly let us know. Again, Matt Cannizzaro, Lucas Wiseman, and you're watching live coverage of the World Men's Championships. If you'd like to reach out to us directly, you can find me on Twitter at USBC Matt, and on Facebook, Matt Cannizzaro USBC. We've been here in Abu Dhabi for a few days, taking advantage of the opportunity to see something new. Neither one of us has ever been here, so we've had the chance to get out and have dinner and look around at some of the great attractions. Now it's all about business the rest of the way, but certainly check out the photos and some of the different things that we were posting from our travels this week. So through 4 games here on our second squad of singles, Martin Paulson indeed is your leader at plus 146 at 236.5 average, followed by Team USA's Chris Barnes, 936, and Tommy Jones at 930. Finland's Petteri Salonen is 4th at 924, followed by Yoshida from Japan, who you're watching now, in 5th place at 9:15. Verbruggen from Belgium, the only other player, at 100 over. Stuart Williams 7th at 894. Next closest player, 8th place, is 23 pins behind Stuart Williams. And 75 pins behind your leader, Martin Paulson. So we certainly could have an exciting final game. And then the waiting game begins for these players. One squad already in the books. 1381 on top, 1367 is your cut number. Some players like to go first and post that number. Some like to know what they need to shoot at. And these guys here on our second squad are somewhere in between. Still have a long wait ahead of them. So again, Martin Paulson is your leader at plus 146. He's up on lane 10 right now. Off to a little bit of a slow start here in game number 5. And you know the Team USA players are not going to let up. The rest of the field trying to charge in there as well. Again, Stuart Williams just behind the number. And he's on our featured pair as well, starting with 3 in a row. So great players, great bowling. And you're watching it live here on Bowl TV. John Barrett, perfect on the right lane. 2 spares on the left. Here's Stuart Williams getting ready to come up on lane 10, looking for 4 in a row. He's at plus 94. So he certainly is within striking distance. Just 4 games in, 2 to go. Stewart against the ball return on the right lane. The slow wheel and doesn't quite make it back. 2-4, 8-10 on this 43-foot Tokyo pattern. If you link it right, that's pretty much going to be the result. There is definitely not recovery to the outside. So you got to keep your line a little bit tighter. As it should be on the biggest stage in bowling.
Well, Stu likes to ham it up for the camera, so it wouldn't surprise me if he makes this. He just about did, too. If he'd have caught a piece of that 2-pin, he'd have slid it over and made that split. And that's the 9 and 10 is the featured pairs for Abu Dhabi Sports Extra TV. You gotta admit, they got a pretty nice production they got going on up there. But they only do 1 pair. We do 2 pair. Twice as much fun here on Bowl TV.
Abu Dhabi TV, all sports all the time. And you name it. We saw rugby, camel racing, horse racing, and now bowling. Zayed Sports City. If you're an athlete, this is the place to be.
Got a lot of sports going on here in Abu Dhabi. They pride themselves on that as well. Now, just to recap the standings, I'm sure Matt already went through it, but Martin Paulson of Sweden, 946. Chris Barnes of the United States, 936. Tommy Jones, USA, 930. And Terry Salonen of Finland, 924. So pretty tightly bunched there at the top of the standings on this squad. All 4 of those bowlers averaging higher than Glenn Morton Peterson of Norway from earlier on the first squad. And Daisuke Yoshida of Japan sitting at 915 on the featured pairs on 11 and 12 this game. So we've got a few bowlers in the hunt, along with Stu Williams, who is currently 13th based on average. So a lot of good bowlers to watch here in our 5th game. About a game and a half to go on this squad. And the next squad will get started about an hour after this squad ends. It's scheduled for 6 p.m., I believe, which is in an hour and 50 minutes.
Plenty
or so.
of time.
I think it's going to be tight. We'll find out.
It's only 4:12 right now. We got it.
Yeah, I think we'll be good. Got about an hour for the re-oil, but it only took about 40 minutes. The Kegel Flex machine's moving nice and smooth and fast, getting the job done, and so that helps make things go a little bit quicker in the transition from squad to squad. So I think that we should start on time, even though this squad running a little bit later, just a few minutes later than the first one. But still, pretty good pace of play so far.
Well, right about that time, the folks in the Eastern time zone will be waking up. And
that's right.
We'll be just right. We're kind of in the middle here.
We're still doing pretty good, though, on our number of viewers. We've got 834 viewers currently watching. Almost our highest for the day.
Folks all over the world falling asleep to the sweet sounds of Lucas Wiseman and Matt Cannizzaro.
You sound like we're putting them to sleep. Maybe they're waking up to the sweet sounds.
Also true. It'll be a non-stop cycle for the next 9 days. Somewhere in the world, people will be falling asleep, and somewhere they'll be waking up.
I need to check back in on Twitter. I neglected the Twitter feed here. Let's see here.
The most used phrase of the day. We have a tweet coming in from
Christian Holman. Lucas Wiseman might have the best job in the world, excluding the bowlers. I agree. You're perfect, which is Allie Williamson.
Thank you. Oh.
Love seeing Scotland on the live stream. Come on, Scotland. Of course, we got Scotland on the live stream right now. And Dave wants to know when they're going to read tweets again. Well, I just did. So there you go.
There you go, Dave.
Although for some reason all of the tweets don't come in on my feed that get tagged. Sometimes I get notification of tweets that haven't shown up on my list. So if I miss your tweet, you could send it again.
So this live scoring feature is pretty fantastic, even for us. We're in the venue.
That's right.
It's, again, a sprawling 40 lanes, so we are camped out behind 9 through 12. But, of course, we want to see the action across the house, and we can check in just by clicking on the tournament page underneath your video screen there. And you can find live scoring from every pair in the house. Right now, we've got our eye on Al Sheikh over on lanes 17 and 18. Plus 27 with 2 to go. And working on a spare 5-bagger. So always nice to see strings of strikes. It's always exciting. We'll keep an eye on him and everybody else across the house. You can too. It's easy. So much information at your fingertips.
If you want to find Tommy Jones and Chris Barnes, they're on 35 and 36 on the live scoring. Tommy Jones spare 5-bagger, so he's got it going on again. And Chris Barnes had it open, but is currently working on 3 strikes in a row. Those are 2 of the top bowlers.
Well, your leader, Martin Paulson, right here on our featured pair. And
we've done that the last 3 games. We've had the leader, and then the leader drops down. So let's hope that doesn't happen here for Martin.
It's the curse of the Sports Illustrated cover.
Yeah. The Bowl TV jinx.
Paulson still without a double here in game number 5, and Tommy Jones striking and some other folks striking around us. It's going to take more than strike spare to get things done. And at plus 146, Paulson still would need to be plus 21 at least the last 2 games to track down the number from the earlier squad.
Scott Davies says on Twitter, not asleep. It's only 8 p.m. here in Perth, Australia. So
plenty of time to watch the rest of this squad and the next squad.
Absolutely. We'll be on all the way through until the last ball is thrown.
Lucas, you been to Australia?
I have not. Actually.
Oh.
Yeah. That's on my list of places to visit for sure, Australia, New Zealand.
Need to talk to Kevin Dornberger.
We need a bowling tournament there. We need a world championship or a World Cup, something like that.
Isn't Anne-Marie from Australia? Anne-Marie Board?
Anne-Marie Board, no, UK. Martin Paulson getting ready to step up on lane 7. Working on a strike. He can max at 238 this game, which would be slightly above his average so far. It sends the messenger across and takes out the 10. It's a big double for Paulson.
All right, Lucas Yoshida struggling quite a bit here. The left-hander in game number 5, plus 115 coming in, and falling way behind the pace with 65 in the 5th.
Yeah, 3 opens in 5 frames. Makes it tough.
Not a lot of traffic on the left side, and transition a little bit different, of course, for us. Always cool to see the players from different parts of the world come our way. And we have Sweden, England, Japan, and Scotland. So a good variety of apparently exposure and experience on these two pairs of lanes.
Olsen with a 6:10 leave in the 8th. And that will drop his max score down from 238 to 216. So his average will definitely go down here after game 5. Stu Williams, 4 strikes in a row for Stewie. Only blemish this game, the open in the 4th for Stu. Other than that, all strikes. Tommy Jones still striking down on lane 35. You can follow the live scoring if you want to keep up to date with that. Although he just got a single pin in the 8th as it popped up with the refresh.
Maybe he got nervous under the TV lights here.
All the way down on lane 35?
Last game.
Oh, last game.
Last game had 289 in game 3 and then struggled to 2-0 in game 4. And now back on the strike train in game 5. It is very intimidating being in front of the cameras here. Chris Barnes tried to bribe you into saying some nice things. You are watching game 5 of 6 on our second squad of singles qualifying here at the 2014 World Bowling Men's Championships. Right now, Stuart Williams getting ready to bowl on lane 9. He's trying to work his way around squad leader Martin Paulson.
It's a big frame for Stu. He's got to really punch out here and have a really big final game if he wants to have a chance to be part of that medal round tomorrow afternoon. Stu can still strike out for 262 this game. And he's standing pretty far left, so you'll see him come into the screen right about now. Wheels another strike, 5 in a row.
His only blemish this game, 2-4-8-10. Got a little far right. Did not recover. That was in the 4th frame. So he's at plus 94 with 2 to go. Paulson, your leader, plus 146. And still has 216 out there. Tommy Jones hot on his heels. So it could be a little bit of an exciting game 6. At least for the simple fact that we're only halfway through qualifying. But you can't make the top 4 if you're not there when you're done. Sneak in and hang on.
Certainly seems like there's a good chance we could have the top 4 all from this squad, or at least 3 of the top 4. Intensity level seems a little bit higher on this squad than it was earlier today on the first squad.
First squad, you didn't really know what to expect. You're kind of, again, the guinea pigs going out there and setting the bar. And now these players, they know what they need at least to have a chance.
.244 for Carlson for Sweden in that game. That'll push him to plus 101 after 5. Big 10th frame coming up here for Martin Paulson and for Stu Williams on the left side of your screen. Paulson getting ready to bowl right now on lane 9. You'll see him come into the picture here momentarily. Comes up light, leaves the 2-5. But now he's looking at a game in the 190s, which is really going the wrong direction here.
Yeah, Paulson losing a lot of ground here in game number 5, so he'll need.
Yeah, Stu can go around him. Another strike for Stu Williams.
Both players still need a big game 6 to make a run.
Chris Barnes opened in the 10th for 193. So a bad game for Chris Barnes. Tommy Jones can still shoot 269. See what Stu Williams does here. Second shot in the 10th. He might let out a little yell here if he strikes again. I was right. Knows Stu all too well. And he knew that was a big hit right there. Gets him into the 260s. And puts him right in the mix to be potentially in the top 4 at the end of the squad.
I think if Stuart Williams came and sat down in the booth next to me, wearing your jacket, until he talked, I wouldn't even know the difference.
I'll take that as a compliment. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm going to turn your microphone off now. So it's Stu Williams, 262 max score with a strike on his final shot. Martin Paulson plus 141. Stu with 9 on the fill. And that puts Stu at 261 this game, 155. Plus 155 for Stu Williams. Jumps him ahead of Paulson. And that may put Stu as high as second place.
So Stu going around Chris Barnes as well.
I don't know what Petteri Salonen bowled from Finland. We know that Daisuke Yoshida of Japan is not going to get ahead of that number. Tommy Jones just struck first shot in the 10th down on lane 35, so he certainly is going to stay ahead. In fact, he will get to plus 199 if he strikes out. And the high score from earlier was plus 181, so that shows you that what Stu needs to do to be ahead of Glenn Morton Peterson is Stu still needs 227 in the last game to get ahead of that number. So no easy task for sure.
Well, certainly a lot of variables and a long way to go. And we'll be doing some furious calculations, I'm sure, tomorrow morning, as we know what the numbers will be after 3 squads, and our final squad finally will determine the top 4 who will advance to the semifinals.
Tommy Jones finishes with 268 for plus 198. Salonen had 217. So I think that Stu has jumped ahead and into second place behind Tommy Jones. So it looks like it's going to be Tommy Jones first, and followed by Stu Williams in what was a relatively low-scoring 5th game for the leaders. Just wrapping up game 5. We've got 1 game left here on squad number 2. Squad 3 scheduled to start at 6 p.m. UAE time, which is in 90 minutes. All right, final game getting started here. We've got Costa Rica, Kazakhstan, along with a pacer. Got Qatar and Australia. Over on 9 and 10. Should be getting updated standings in the next few minutes here, so we'll let you know as soon as we have the update. Expect Tommy Jones to be in the lead and Stu Williams to be in second. Updated standings now, as we expected. Tommy Jones is in the lead on this squad, sitting at 1198. Stu Williams is second at 1155. This is all based on average. So third based on average would be Glenn Morton Peterson from Norway. And fourth would be Shogo Wada of Japan. And just behind them, tied at 1141 at 228.2 average, is Martin Paulson and Petteri Salonen from Sweden and Finland, respectively. Chris Barnes is another 12 pens back at 1129. So it's still all pretty close to see who's going to make it into the top four at the halfway point of singles qualifying. Our final game here on this squad, Australia, Qatar, Costa Rica, Kazakhstan on the featured pairs to wrap things up. Next squad starts in an hour and 20 minutes here on Bowl TV. Once again, Tommy Jones leading at 11:98. Stu Williams second at 11:55. Martin Paulson, Terry Salonen, 11:41 each. And Chris Barnes at 11:29. Those are the top 5 players on this squad. Keeping an eye on the live scoring. Your leader, Tommy Jones, is down on 31 and started with the front 3. And Stu Williams had an open in the first frame, followed by 3 strikes in a row. Salonen, spare, strike. And Martin Paulson, spare, strike, spare to start. Chris Barnes went spare, double to start this game. It's our final game of this squad. Then we'll have about an hour break before our final squad of the day gets on the lanes at 6 p.m. UAE time, which is an hour and 15 minutes. Should be pretty close to on schedule. Stu Williams with a spare and 4 strikes in a row to start this game. This is already at the halfway point of Game 6. Once the final game here ends, the live streaming will be going offline until we start Squad 3. Once again, that'll start in about an hour and 15 minutes. And you'll be able to find the most recent live stream, or the current live stream, at bowl.com/bowltv or youtube.com/bowltv. Harib Al Mansour of UAE has the front 7 to the right of our featured pairs.
How fast will those TV cameras turn around if he keeps on striking here in front of his hometown fans?
Guess we'll find out.
Be a national celebrity here in the UAE, more so than already. Big local crowd right next to us.
Well, Stu Williams went open 4-bagger, 9 miss.
It's a 10-pin. I saw him leave it on my way back.
That's not going to make Beef Stew happy. As he misses a single pin when he's in the hunt to make the top 4 potentially. Can't afford to give away any pins. And he gives away a handful of pins right there in the 6th frame. Down on 31 and 32 if you want to follow that pair, which is from where Chris Barnes and Tommy Jones are. Those two guys are bowling okay here this game. We'll have to wait and see how it pans out to see who is going to make it into the top 4 at the halfway point of qualifying. Well, Harib Al Mansour had the front 7, just went 7-2 in the 8th. Off to the right of our featured pairs.
Well, we didn't have the excitement that we did during the first squad today. We had a 297 game, and the squad we had some great players, and things were a little bit quieter. And then we're kind of easing into the finish here in game number 6. Next squad coming up in just a little while. We'll have an update for you at the end of today on bowl.com. You can check that out. Links to all the standings for the day. And a final squad of singles qualifying tomorrow morning before we cut to the top 4 for the semifinals.
Tommy Jones had it open in the 5th frame, 106 in the 5th, strike in the 6th. He can still max at 256. Chris Barnes just spared in the 7th, his max 248 this game. Stu Williams with a max score of 236, it looks like, with 2 frames to go. Paulson's max score 217. And Petteri Salonen of Finland max score 247. Stu Williams with a spare in the 9th, so his max 216 this game. So it looks like it's going to be very tough for Stu Williams to make it into the medal round. His max score 216. That would put him at plus 171, which would tie him with Shogo Wada of Japan. So I'm not sure that 1371 is going to be enough to make it. Looks like a couple of the players from the first squad might dodge a bullet here and still be in the top 4 after this game is over. But a lot of great players still coming up in the last 2 squads. Martin Paulson got a double in the 10th, but only get to plus 158. That's not going to be enough to make the top 4 for sure. Stu just got 9 on his first shot in the 10th, so he certainly will not be in the top 4. He's going to be at plus 160 with a spare and a strike on his last shot. That is definitely not going to be enough. Chris Barnes also will not have enough to make the top 4 at this point. He's just about done with his last game. Terry Salonen of Finland can shoot 226 this game. That would put him at plus 167. And actually, he ends up with 221. Puts him at plus 162, so that's not going to be enough. May well be that the only bowler from this squad who makes it into the top 4 is Tommy Jones, potentially. Things really slowed down here at the end. Tommy Jones working on a double going into the 10th frame, can shoot 236, which would put him at plus 234.
Seems like this squad, they handled that game 4 transition a little bit better, and then a little bit slow finish compared to the last squad where they hiccup in game 4 and finished strong. So perhaps they're taking good notes, and the next squad coming in will have both problems figured out.
His scores on this squad went up from game 1 to game 2 to game 3. That's where they hit their high point, and then went down in game 4 and game 5 as a whole for the field. This game doesn't seem to be that much better. But it's more information for the players who are coming in on the next squad to have to try to put the pieces together, to put a score together that's going to be in the top 4. Squad 3 should be started in about an hour. Be taking the live stream offline during the break, but back again once they get started with the 3rd squad of the day. Chris Barnes ended up with 213. Tommy Jones is bowling his 10th frame right now. We'll let you know how he finishes up and what position he finishes into.
It's going to be hard for Tommy not to be the leader at this point.
He's got to get to plus 181, so he needs 180, about 182 this game, something like that. 183 maybe. So yeah, he just needs a mark basically. It looks like he's still bowling down there. Looks like whatever he did, he got a strike. I don't know if that was his fill ball or not. Live scoring a little bit behind the actual competition. So it takes a minute for it to update. Tommy Jones strikes out 236, puts him at plus 234. Pretty solid number. And that will be the leading scorer after 2 squads. And maybe the only bowler from this squad who makes it into the top 4, surprisingly, after they had a bit of a tough finish for the bowlers at the top of this squad. It looked like we were going to have quite a race to get in the top 4 from this squad, and it petered out there in the last 2 games. Which sometimes happens. But Tommy Jones from the United States is going to be your leader with 1 squad to go.
Today.
Exactly. Still have another squad tomorrow morning to start things off, and then the medal round is tomorrow afternoon at 1:30 UAE time. Still have a frame to go here on 9 and 10, our Abu Dhabi local TV pair. They are broadcasting this here in Abu Dhabi, this pair. It also just happens to be one of our featured pairs as well. Jaden Lemming with 228 for Australia here on the featured pairs. It's the last pair to finish, it looks like. So just about done here, then they'll bring out the Kegel Flex machines, get the lanes oiled, and ready to go for Squad 3. Scheduled to start in a little bit less than an hour. That's going to do it. We'll be back once they get on the lanes here for the 3rd squad of the day. Tommy Jones is your leader after 2 squads.
Top 4 scorers on this squad 2, please come to interview wall by the front desk. Top 4 bowlers, please come to the interview wall by the